The next story is FuezukaFlute'sTomb by Japanese 111 students.
Long ago, a small and out-of-the-way village called Kumeda-mura in Itsumo province, there was made a tomb, the Flute's Tomb. The Flute's Tomb is situated on a large pond called Kumeda. All the places around this pond are known of as Kumeda Pond, from which the village took its name. Between 70 and 80 years ago, there lived near the pond in the village of Kumeda-mura a blind ama, a masseuse, called Yoichi. He was very popular in the neighborhood, being very honest and kind. Yoichi was blind, and like most men of his calling, carried an iron wand or stick, also known of as a flute. So good an ama was Yoichi, he was nearly always employed and fairly well off, having a little house of his own and a servant who cooked for him. A little ways from Yoichi's house was a small tea house. One evening, he was on his way home, having been at work all day. His road led him by the pond. While passing, he heard a girl crying piteously. He stopped and listened for a few moments. As he gathered from what he heard, the girl was about to drown herself. Just as she entered the lake, Yoichi caught her by the dress and dragged her out.
Who are you, and why in such trouble as to wish to die?
I am Asayo, Hachima Asayo. I'm the tea house girl. You know me quite well. You must also know that because of the small pittance I received from my master, I cannot support myself. I haven't eaten for 2 days now, and I'm tired of my life.
Come, come, dry your tears. I will take you to my house and do what I can to help you. You are only 25 years of age, and I am told still a fair-looking girl. Perhaps you will marry. In any case, I will take care of you, and you must not think of killing yourself. Come with me now, and I will see that you are fed and given dry clothes.
So Yoichi led Asayo to his home. A few months later found them wedded to each other. Yoichi had treated his wife with the greatest kindness, but she was unlike her husband. She was selfish, bad-tempered, and unfaithful. Some 3 months after they had been married, there came to the village a company of actors. Among them was Sawamura Tomataro. Asayo was very fond of the play. She spent much time and her husband's money in going to the theater. Within 2 days, Asayo fell violently in love with Tomataro. She sent him money hardly earned by her blind husband, wrote him love letters, begged him to allow her to come and visit, and generally disgraced her sex. Things went from bad to worse. The romance of Asayo and the actor fluttered about the neighborhood, but Yoichi knew nothing about it. Frequently, the actor was at his house when he went home, but he kept quiet and Asayo let him out secretly. Everyone felt sorry for Yoichi, but none liked to tell him of his wife's infidelity. One day, Yoichi went to shampoo a customer who had told him about Asayo. Yoichi was furious, but would accept no assistance in the conviction of his wife. He hurried home as fast as his blindness would permit, making as little noise as possible. Upon reaching home, Yoichi found the front and back door locked from the inside. He was very excited now, for he knew that his guilty wife and her lover were inside. He climbed all the way to the roof, intending to enter through the tomato. The rope in which he was using to lower himself inside gave way, where he fell on the kintua and died instantly.
Oh my, what was that noise?
Let's take a look.
So Asayo and Tomataro went to see what had happened.
What to do, my love?
We are waiting tomorrow to report what has happened, but we won't tell the truth.
So this man, I'm going to say that he fell down the stairs and killed himself.
Ah, very good.
They buried him with indecent haste and hardly proper respect. A few months after his passing, Asayo and the actor were happily married, but none in the village bothered with them. A friend of Yoichi's lived up a small village called Minato. Ichibei was a friend who had helped Yoichi in times of need. Late one night, Yoichi paid a visit to Ichibei.
Why, Yoichi, how good it is to see you. How late at night it is. Why didn't you tell me you were coming? I would have been prepared to receive you and have a hot meal ready. But never mind. Sit down and have a servant prepare it for us. Tell me about your travels. For someone to come all the way from Cuneta is hard at best, but for someone who's blind, it is fantastic.
I am no longer a living man. I am indeed your friend Yoichi's spirit, but I must wander about until a great ill that has been done me can be avenged. I have come to beg of your help, so that my soul may rest in peace. If you will listen, I will tell you my story, and you can then do as you best think.
Ichibei was very astonished to be in the presence of a ghost, but Yoichi had been a friend, and he was a brave man. He was deeply grieved to hear of Yoichi's death. The ghost had told him all that had happened. He told of his success as a masseur, how he had saved the life of Asayo, how he had married her, the actor who had ruined his life, and the death and his sad burial.
I must be avenged.
Hi!
Will you please help me so that my soul may rest in peace?
Then the spirit disappeared. Ichibei went back to sleep and awoke the next morning thinking he had a bad dream, but remembered the story so vividly, and soon, as he was about to get up, he saw a metal flute. It was the flute of a blind ama, marked with Yoichi's name. Ichibei took 10 days to travel to Kamedamura. There, he immediately went to the house of Yoichi and was told the story again, but this time in another way.
Hi, my husband saved my life. We were married, and I did everything for him. But sadly, one day, he fell down the stairs, mistaking them for a door. Now, I am married to his wonderful friend, an actor, Tamataro, whom you see here.
Ichibei knew that the ghost of Yoichi was not likely to tell him lies and ask for vengeance unjustly. So he continued to listen to Asayo and her lies. Late in the night, after Asayo had told Ichibei for the 6th or 7th time all that had been done for her poor husband, a windstorm had suddenly arose. In the mist, heard the sounds of Ama's flute. The sound seemed to come closer and closer till it was in the room. A cold gust of wind came blowing down the tomato, and the ghost of Yoichi appeared. Asayo and her husband tried to get up and run, but their legs would not support them. Tamataro grabbed the lamp and flung it at the ghost, but the ghost did not move. The lamp passed through him and broke, setting fire to the house. The wind blowing down the tomato fanned the flames. Ichibei made his escape, but Asayo and her husband could not move. The flames engulfed them in the presence of Yoichi's ghost as they cried and screamed. The ashes were all swept up and put in a tomb just as Ichibei had instructed. The flute of the blind ama was buried in another, and on the ground where the house used to stand had been a monument sacred to the memory of Yoichi.